Hello, and welcome back to my channel, The Rude Pack. And for those who wonder, why the Rude Pack? Because she doesn't seem so rude. I mean, some people might say I do, but it's part of our last name. So, anyways, today I'm going to talk about my experience working for Shipt. Last video, I talked about my experience working for Uber Eats. Yes, I do both. I'm just trying to supplement some income. So I started I started Shipt um, I want to say last month. Yeah, in March. And it was a little shaky for me. I don't know, it's different. Like Uber Eats, I was like, oh, I love it. It's so easy. Shipt, I'm like, at first, I remember my first day working for Shipt, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. It was hard. But I think it was just hard because I'm not like one of those people that can just get thrown into things and feel like comfortable. I have to like find my happy medium comfort zone. And once I like kind of get into it, then I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So now I feel like, oh, that wasn't so bad. But I just wanted to let you guys know, anyone who's interested in working for Shipt, kind of how it is and the amount of money that I spend. Like I said before, I live in the Central Valley, which is like, I would say it's probably like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes away from Sacramento. So that's kind of where I stay, the area that I stay in. Just so that you can have an idea of kind of why I make, how much money I make or whatnot. I do live in the biggest city in my county, so that you'll have an idea of what and why I make what I make. Anyway, so I started working with Shipt. March 15th was my first day. I decided to just get my feet wet and do like one or two gigs just to kind of see if I like it, trial and error, how much time it would take, how much energy it would take. So that week I worked a total of 9 orders. So it was the week of the 15th, like I said. And I worked, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days that week. And oh, I'm sorry, 5 days that week. And sometimes I only did one order that day or 2 orders that day. It wasn't much, but I made a total of $248.55. Now let me tell you the breakdown of that. So that was for 9 orders. The order pay plus promo was $115.14. And then the tips that week was $60. So on average, I made $19.46. Not too shabby, right? Especially if you could repeat that every week. Let's move on to the next week. So the next week, I worked 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So I want to add that on the 24th, I did a lot of orders. So I had, this is when they approved me for getting multiple orders at one time. I think that's when it happened. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, so they approved me for multiple orders, and when they do that, like they give you like 1 week to kind of get your feet wet, see how things go. And then if you remain at like 100, sorry, my dog, if you remain at like 100%, then you get to move on and you could do multiple orders. I'm like, yay! When I was in the store doing multiple orders, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? So I off the top, I would say this is how it works. I did not know that I can say no, I don't want to do like multiple orders. So I was just like, okay, yeah. Oh, you say you got 3 orders for me? Okay, you got 2 orders for me. And some of these orders had like 40 items, and then some had like So I had, I think, one order that had 40 items and another order that had like 30 items. So it was a lot just for like that one trip. And they only give you like an hour to, shop and get out of the store and deliver it. So before that, I had a delivery only order, and I the people weren't answering the door, and you can't just like leave the groceries there. So I had to wait. And so I was waiting and waiting, and then and plus I was a little early, so that was my fault too. So I was waiting, and finally I got in contact with them, and they said, "Oh, just leave it, whatever." But that pushed my time back, and then I had two other orders to get to. So after I was already a little late, then I did the other two orders, and I made it on time, but barely on time, like right on the dot. And then I ran back to the store and started doing my next two orders, and then after that I had three orders, and I was just late on like all the other orders that night. And I was sweating, like literally sweating and panting and freaking out, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna shut me down. They're gonna say that I can't do Shipt anymore. Needless to say that I did get like done, but it's like for I'll say my percentage went from 100% to 75%. And in my head, I'm like, okay, 100% is A plus. 75% means that you barely making it. Like, you gotta see. That's the way I think of it. And I'm kind of like a perfectionist, so that, like, oh my gosh, I was like freaking out, like googling like what's gonna happen to me. Um, I will say in my next video I'll talk more about this, but yeah, let's get back to it. Sorry, I got off. Okay, so that week I made a total of $224.36. And that's with 11 orders. So with the order pay and promo, I made $90.19. And then from the tips, I made $42.65. And then like they sometimes hold on to your tips a little while, and then it'll hit the next week. So the next week tips, I got my $5 that they held on to. So on average, I made $12.08. And then I want to add, just like Uber Eats have a guaranteed earnings, Shipt does too. So part of that was my guaranteed earnings of $86.52. And also, I forgot to mention, the week before that I also had guaranteed earnings of, let's see, $73.41. Let's see. So then my third week of working for Shipt, I only did two orders, and that's because of the fiasco that I said that happened where my score went down. I wasn't getting any alerts for jobs anymore. So I was like, what's going on? It's not going off. So I had to manually like find them. And I only got two orders that week. Like, I was able to get two orders that week. And I got $50.33 that week on those two orders. And let's see. And the guaranteed earnings was $5.18, making an average of $16.32. So the order pay and promo was $25.93, and the tips that week was $6.71. And then I had tips from the past week, which was $12.51. So it's important to try to keep your time up. Right now I'm working at it really, really hard, trying to keep my time up. I have had orders yesterday and the day before, a few of them here and there. It's still hard for me to find orders for some reason. And my phone isn't dinging on its own, so I have to manually go in there and like look up available orders. And what I'm finding is that the orders I'm finding are kind of like you have to leave right then and there. There's not like time for you to prep or like do anything else. You have to leave right then and there. So I'm wondering if there are like orders that people are like, oh, I can't do anymore or whatnot. That's what it feels like to me, and I'm fine with that because money is money, and I'm not gonna say no to it. But what I'm finding is that it's just really hard because my score is down. But every order that I'm being on time now is bringing my score up 1%. So I have like maybe 11 more orders, and I'll be back to 100 is what I'm assuming. So anyways, back to the pay. So I want to say this is this week. Yeah. So this week, like I said, I did orders this week and it was only 2 orders. I let's see. So I made $27.71 on those 2 orders, an average of $13.85, and the promo was $21.74, and the tips were $5.97, but I also got a $20 cash tip. So I would say that it was $25.97 in tips. So that's just this week, and it's only Wednesday. So I'm hoping that I can get something tomorrow and Friday, Saturday. I am also finding that on the weekends I'm not getting any orders, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's just because people are like, oh, it's the weekend, I can go myself, or if it's because maybe they want their orders super early, and I'm just like, I don't feel like getting out of bed that early. I'm just being honest. So yeah, so that's kind of what's happening with Shipt. On my really good weeks, I was making above $200, and that's what I want to keep it at, because if I can make above $200, and then because combined, 2 weeks ago, combined with Uber Eats and Shipt, I made over $500, almost $600 that 1 week. So where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm gonna get my time up, and y'all let me know what you think in the comments, if you think this is kind of job that you would want to do. Oh, and before anyone asks, most of the jobs are at Target that I'm getting, Target and Safeway. Safeway, I usually get the pickup and just deliver the groceries, and then at Target I get the shop and deliver. And if you shop and deliver, you get paid more than just delivering it. But I noticed that people make up the difference in tips usually. So yeah, I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend and you enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you hopefully next week. Remember to subscribe and like our channel, please, because I want to continue bringing some videos your way. All right, take care. Bye.